I'm Jennifer. I'm a compulsive overeater. I weigh and measure 3 meals a day off the gray sheet. I commit them to my sponsor, and I don't eat in between, no matter what. And I'm just so glad to be here. And like I said, I had an anniversary, and so I get the wonderful privilege of sharing my experience, strength, and hope. And gosh, so much eating. I can't even begin to describe it. And it, you know what? Because I do go to a lot of meetings, it's so green in my mind. It feels like yesterday. It's the paranoia and the uncomfortability in my clothes. And when I would take a shower, it would hurt because it just would hurt. It would just like bang at my body. And, everything hurt. What can I say? Everything hurt. I'd be out of breath. I was 27 when I got here. So I was an obese teenager and young adult. And it's not easy to be in a demanding life of any sort and be heavy. That's the side I come from. That's the only side I know. I have had experiences with not eating, and I got so scared. I ate. I think I had maybe a month of not eating, and I was like, how do people do this? So I come from a long history of compulsive eating. All my dad ever talked about was food and how things tasted. And so it was very centric in our home, and desserts were very centric in our home. And just my mom didn't cook at all. And I don't cook. This is totally phony. I don't cook, but I cook for myself, and I didn't necessarily mean to, cut my husband out of my dinner, but you know what? He made a few comments when we got married that his mother made things better. And a little too many of those. And I was like, you know what? You take care of you. And he does. And he'd rather take care of himself. So I'm very fortunate. So I get to think about my food. And sometimes I'll sort of toss out, do you want me to make you? And he'll say, no, take care of yourself. And it's a big joke because that's all I ever do. I have a really fortunate situation in terms of abstinence. I'm surrounded by people that support, and I'm surrounded by people that have no clue. I think it's so funny. They always ask on some questionnaires for what I do. They'll say, tell everyone a secret about yourself. And I'm like, not going there. I have to dig up something else, I could not stop eating. My whole family, I had 4 sisters. None of us could stop eating. Hiding, stealing it was a way of life. It was a way of life. Being dishonest, lying. When I got here, my brother said to me, do they have a Liars Anonymous? And I was like, no, but you could start one. I just came out of the gate that way. And to this day, if I'm not careful, I can lie in an instant and think, oh my God. But I'm very vigilant also about my thoughts. I've come to that place where in my recovery, my thoughts and my words I am very conscious of the things that I put into this world. Very conscious of relationships and how I am in those relations and being honest. And when you come from people pleasing, that first time with a waiter that you say, I can't have it this way. It just happened yesterday. We were so clear. Everybody in the table, I was like, guys, I can handle it, guys. Everybody at the table is telling them how mom likes it. And it came wrong. And it's okay. I don't even get upset. it's just like, oh, not that, and they take it back, they get right. And yesterday I forgot a measuring utensil because I have something different at lunch and blah, blah, blah. I called my sponsor. And, that's just what I do. I call my sponsor, I ask for help. And I always like to talk about the olden days because we had to carry dimes and then you had to find a telephone that worked in the city. They were all vandalized and you'd be lucky. I mean, I was so lucky I had an office because a lot of times I would travel back to the office to make the phone call. But I want to say that eating out is not something I love doing. I will do it if everybody's going. And yesterday we were going to lunch and I was going to have my lunch beforehand. I love doing that because then I don't have to think, right? And I thought, you know what? My son really wants me to eat at this restaurant. He just really wants that. And I had everything backed up and I know I wasn't people pleasing because I could easily say to him, Mommy, and he'd be like, I get it. But, there's something also where I'm learning I can wait. I'll be okay. I'll get what I need. But I also love showing up and just having a cup of coffee and watching other people eat. It's and it's okay because I'm fed. I really, as a young person with lots of alcoholism in the family, I didn't know how to be in the world, and adulting has come extremely difficult for me. Growing up has been a long road. I want to be taken care of, and I want life wrapped up and given to me, and that's not really how it works. So I really, but I really love who I am today. I love who I am. I have a daughter that calls me, a son that calls me. I'm never too tired to get their call or see them or, and that's the food. Guys, if I was in the food, I'm telling you, I remember cooking things in the oven. I never could wait till it was finished cooking. I could never wait. I used to think, how can I have a family if I can't wait for anything to finish cooking? Everything was eaten raw, basically, unless it was bought at the store, of course. But never had meals till I got here. I just ate all day long. I tried to figure out, that's one thing here we don't necessarily have to figure out. It's not a slogan. It's, it's surrender. And I was always busy figuring things out. I was at a meeting this morning where this woman shared that she gave something out of her abstinent bowl. And her sponsor said, we don't do that. And she said, but it didn't weigh anything. And I thought, that's the relearning we do here. It's not about calories. It's not about weight. And she also shared that part of it was she had lost 6 pounds. So she went out and ate. And, very quickly we learned here that that's not why we're here. Nobody diets for 37 years. It's historically probably not even a possibility. And I just know that I honor the commitment. And I love what we say here about, I may not always like it and I may not always be comfortable, but I do it anyway. Where would I've ever learned? That's such wisdom in life. I don't have to like it all. And for someone that projected doom and gloom onto everything, I'm just so glad that I get to be part of a place where we talk optimistically about our food, because that's where it starts for me.
That's 10 minutes, Jennifer. That's 10.
Catherine, once I can talk positively about anything, there's a possibility that I can look at the day and say, oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, the other day I turned a corner and a flower just bursted out at me. And I was like, whoa, hello there. And that's what happens when you start to live in the moment. And for me, this program has been all about slowing down. I just didn't want to slow down. I want to go to a meeting where I can multitask and keep it moving. I just want to keep it moving. And I've been shown over and over through the gift of humility that that is not how I'm going to learn, that slow is best, and that I need to pause before I react. I need to pause. I need to meditate. I was here for 30 years and never meditated. I was like, oh, good for you. You meditate. That's a good thing. Yeah. And, but I was like, I don't have to do that. And then I realized, you know, my son was getting married and I didn't like his girlfriend. I do now. And, that started this whole new relationship with God that, again, I don't have to like it, but I do show up for it. And he'll never know that mom was uncomfortable with that. And now we had lunch with them yesterday. They're happy as two peas in a pod. And so I give you that as well, that I keep my eyes on my own plate. And then I'm so grateful that he has someone to love and he loves someone. I mean, that's the greatest gift. So slowing down is kind of my mantra. If you know, I meditate every day for 22 minutes, and sometimes it's guided, sometimes it's not, but it's something that I'm thrilled to do it. And I've had this sort of 7-year practice. And it is part of the program. It really is. Don't wait 30 years. And that's really all I got. Just keep coming. You're all so beautiful. You're so beautiful. And this is a privilege to live on earth, to live on earth. I don't know. This is as close as to heaven I'm going to get, you know. So thank you, no matter what.